The Energy Master Plan has some aspects that reduce market choice, and as Economics 101 will tell you, that puts upward pressures on prices. For example, banning gas-powered leaf blowers, among other things. And I think you would agree we all want New Jersey to be as affordable as possible. A ban would restrict competition and likely increase the price of electric blowers. This flies in the face of affordability. In fact, now you can go to Home Depot and get an electric blower for $149, whereas a gas-powered blower would be $169, and you'll have to fill it with approaching $5 a gallon gas. So it's happening on its own. The market forces are helping that along. The market is already moving to electric blowers. We could see it happening. I'm an old geezer. I still have my gas-powered blower, but as soon as it's done, I'm out for an electric one. I don't think we need government intervention to disrupt that process, frankly, and make New Jersey less affordable in an effort to move quicker. All it will do will make electric blowers more expensive without the option of another type to keep the price within reason. Are these factors taken into consideration when policies like this are drafted or implemented?
So affordability is always a consideration in any policy choice. The economic impact of any one regulatory action is a necessary point of analysis under the Administrative Procedures Act. So always, without question. But similar to the conversation that Assemblywoman Munoz and I were having, I sort of don't know where this comes from. Is somebody suggesting they're going to ban gas-powered leaf blowers?
Yeah, they already have.
They didn't in my town.
So this is a local imperative. Some folks don't like it because
initially,
of the
and
noise.
There is legislation that's been introduced yet, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know of the piece of legislation. I've not looked at it. But I think, sort of going back to the premise of your question, does the Energy Master Plan do X, do Y? The Energy Master Plan doesn't do anything at all. Mm-hmm. It is, again, a piece of thought leadership. There was a question posed to the authors of the Energy Master Plan. How do we get to 100% clean energy by the year 2050 in the least costly way possible, right? And so the folks in government and private consultancy, business and industry, all undertook that question. And ultimately, the BPU published a report that looked at the pathways and identified the least cost pathway for reaching that goal. But it doesn't just happen, right? You need one piece of regulatory and legislative change after another. And there's another document that followed the Energy Master Plan called the Global Warming Response Act 80/50 report, which DEP put together. And it identifies specifically what laws need to change and what regulations need to change. But without that, it doesn't do anything. So if local governments are going to adopt a ban on leaf blowers, much like many local governments enacted a ban on plastic bags, mm-hmm. then I think the question becomes, what does the state do in order to ensure statewide consistency if that's an interest of the legislature? But I have no authority over electric blowers or gas ones for that matter.
I just want to point out, too, that the Energy Master Plan, in addition to being thought leadership, is also what a lot of legislation becomes based on. Because people will read that, and I'm on the Environment Committee, so a mm-hmm. lot of times the analysis of certain bills that come up according to the Energy Master Plan. So it is a little bit more impactful than just, a document.
Sure, it's meant to be.
Guide.
It's meant to be. But I think at the same time, we have to look at the cost of any one measure, right? And how that evolves over time. Some things the market is great at doing. Sometimes the market needs help. Whether that's in the form of incentives or in supportive regulatory reform. And those are the policy questions that we all have to wrestle with on these individual issues one by one.
Okay,